Today I will be playing a map by Oscar.mp4. This is called Darkcraft Origins 2. You can find the linked download down below. There may be some parts of the story that I accidentally skipped, but I will do my best to portray this as best I can. In Fartown, I ended up. These were the coordinates that I was sent. I grabbed my things from the boat and took off. The fight against Weathermen was just about to start, and I was about to fight for everyone I cared about. I looked around Fartown, and this is what I found. I found a diary from Dr. Moss, and also a note from Dr. Darwin. I also found his dog. After that, I went to the lab. I decided to look around and found a little garden and a secret room within the closet, after looking into Lucas's room, which was blank. And this guy named Bob who was guarding it. In here was the Children of the Void, who seemed to be screaming for help, that wanted to go back, or at least leave this place. I wondered why this place was here. And then I went to Dr. Moss's study and found yet another secret room, after he told me to go gear up in the armory for the battle ahead. Inside the secret room, I found a sharpness 3 enchanted book that I could use to enchant my things. And then I struggled with the door for a little bit before finally escaping. I took some golden carrots and some phantom membranes and picked an armor set. Equipping it in replacement of my other armor. I then picked some other items that I decided to take with me and set off, after enchanting my sword with the book that I found in Dr. Moss's office. I left with Dr. Moss and we were off to the races. But when I got there, it was all fire. I looked around for a way to escape. I knew that there had to be a way out. I fought some zombies through the window and some skeletons, but I couldn't find a way out, so I broke something. In the end, I broke this bookcase in order to get out. And then I was off to find a core that I could destroy to stop Weatherman's plans. Unfortunately, though, that didn't last long. I fought and I fought, but I didn't make it. I was off, again, to find the core and destroy it. I fought and I made it through, but it was dead end. So I looked around and found the way in eventually, also finding some prisoners that I had no way to free. I hopped down and went into the room, but it wasn't there. Then I realized that something was shooting me from behind the fountain, and I went up and fought it. I took these ladders up to the top and found UFOs. I climbed down to one of the UFOs, and I figured that it probably held the core. An incoming message told me to destroy the core. I found some glowstone in some barrels that could make the explosion bigger, and I exploded it. And then I teleported down to the ground to destroy the next UFO. Fire and brimstone, that's all there was, as I rushed towards the UFO to destroy it. I found a way inside, eventually, and used that to get to a secret room that had glowstone in it. I didn't have all the glowstone that I wanted, but it was enough. But then I realized something. There wasn't a way out. I hit the door, hoping that I could escape, but I didn't. I sprinted towards the UFO, ready to destroy the core with the glowstone in my inventory. I went back into the ship and destroyed the core, but not after trying a puzzle and failing a puzzle as well. I knew there was a way into that room, but I didn't have time to figure it out, so I ran. I took one last look and I left. I walked through the portal and found myself in Moss's Plains. But it was burnt. It was hurt. I fought a wither skeleton and then looked around at the wreckage. The building that had once held all the amethyst crystals was wrecked. But by who? I found a note titled Apologies, and it said that the cores weren't anything that powered UFOs. It was just safety measures programmed by the henchman. He destroyed the last one. I was too late. I felt so useless, but I decided to go to sleep and figure it out in the morning. And in the morning, I looked around, trying to find a way back to my village. Eventually, I found a railroad underneath the water and followed it to an exit, though I couldn't find the entrance. I followed a path that I knew to my lab, one of my labs at least, and then I saw my car. I used my car to take me to a different lab of mine. One that was up in the mountains, secluded. My lab. Home sweet home. I looked around, remembered the view that I had seen so many times, and then I went and saw Steve Pad. He would help me. He would help me defeat Weatherman. With that, I turned Steve Pad on and told him that I needed help defeating Weatherman. I then left my lab, my home, knowing that my AI had things well at hand. And then I followed the azaleas that Moss had left a note for me to follow. And they led to this house. I sprinted towards it, knowing that Moss had sent me here for a reason. But it was the rich family's house. I went in and talked to the robot that said that Master Marcus was upstairs, though there were no stairs. Oh, except for that last part. I spoke to Rich Marcus and he said that he would help, and that I could take his railroad back to Emerald Village. I went down, missed the slime, and took the railroad. Although, I decided that it was pretty slow, so I sprinted the last part. When I got back though, things weren't the same. CreeperCon, they had mentioned that back in Fartown. Oh, I was nervous. Most of my things had been left alone. My award was still on the lectern. My home was still my home, but it wasn't the same with everything so green. For CreeperCon, the things that blow up, bad omens. I was scared for this town and my people. My roof, though, did seem to become rooftop viewing. I spoke to a lot of the villagers, finding salespeople and a creeper costume machine where I got brown leather armor and a creeper head, and I ran around, finding a place where there was a grand opening sign, and I knew I wanted to get in there, but I couldn't figure out how. The assimilator was complete. I headed to Weatherman Labs to confront Dr. Weatherman. I was scared for these people who I'd spent so much time with. And why had Dr. Weatherman wanted so badly to hurt them? I looked around the hallway, but didn't find much. And then I went back. I went down the other hallway, the one that I had found my telescope in, and I destroyed the guards and ran through it, destroying more guards before confronting Dr. Weatherman. All he had to say was that he killed Dr. Moss and Darwin and Lucas, and then he launched the assimilator. I was too late. I felt so hopeless. I lost. 2 hours later, I found myself in a ditch with a skull and escaped. I saw the wreckage down below. The pain that had been wrought. I was too late again. I found the note that we sent Dr. Weatherman for the first time. When we first became partners, this was his first lab. I knew this place. I remembered it. I reorganized my inventory and set out. Oaktown. There were so many memories here. Where was he? We had started here together. We had such good times together. But he destroyed it. And our lab survived. I could make this right, maybe. I could defeat him. I went into the lab and looked around. I decided to check the logs. I got the emergency glass breaker and another object, and then I got the log. It said that there was a server shutdown, and it wished us a goodbye. Said if we had a wild ride. And then I found something. something that launched the assimilator, and something that could teleport me out of here. I needed to make things right. I needed to fix it. I needed to fix everything that he had destroyed. I ended up in Amethyst Town. I decided to meet with Darwin, who Weatherman had supposedly destroyed, but had clearly not been destroyed. I found a sign that said to go into the fountain, and I did so out of curiosity, and found a secret room, but there wasn't much that could be helpful from here. I then spoke to Dr. Darwin, who gave me another suit that he made. It was strong, and gave me the ability to fly if I had firework rockets. After putting on the armor, I set out on my horse, a new horse that I got, to find Weatherman Labs and stop this madness. After some struggles getting my horse back on the shore and jumping over some water, I reached Weatherman Labs. There were angry things everywhere, but I ignored them, and the weather bot told me I was too late. But I was ready. I was ready to fight. I was ready to kill. I was ready to protect my village. I got attacked. I got attacked by these creatures, and then I hid in the corner and healed myself and attacked them back. I went through the portal, but I didn't make it far. You're not missing much, I promise. In the end, I destroyed the robot by flipping 3 switches. One over here, one in the sky on this little island, and one down below that I had to dig up with a special shovel. That was everything. I destroyed the assimilator. I destroyed Weatherman, but I had this feeling that it wasn't over. This was just the beginning, wasn't it? The beginning of Darkcraft. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Feel free to like and subscribe if you would like to support the series. The next video should be coming out sometime within the next week. I will try to put the upload on Saturday, but as you can tell, this upload was a little late and I can't promise anything. This will be eventually a 5-part series, but there are only 4 maps dropped. Again, if you would like to download the world and play it for yourself, you are more than welcome to with the link down in the description. All credits from this map go to oscar.mp4, and I hope to see you all next week. See ya!